Every good paint job starts with the right prep, and staining your deck is no exception. CR's experts have some tried and true tips. At least one day before you break out the stain, clean your deck with a pressure washer to remove any debris, dirt, and splinters. If you leave loose splinters on your deck before applying the stain, they could end up flaking or peeling later, taking the stain with them. Next, a light sanding if needed. If your deck was built before 2004, the decking boards may have been treated with a preservative known as CCA, chromated copper arsenate. Basically, it's arsenic. To be safe, always wear a mask and clean up any sawdust right away. If the surface of your deck has a lot of cracks and splinters, but it's still solid, meaning it doesn't sink when you stand on it, CR says it may be worth pulling out the nails or screws and flipping the boards over. It's like getting a brand new, unweathered surface, minus the cost of new decking. On the other hand, if your deck sinks underfoot, if there are soft spots, cracks that extend across the depth, width, or length of the wood, and/or lots of pitting, it's probably time for a new deck. If you've flipped the boards or you have a new deck, do not wait a few months for the wood to dry out. CR says without the stain to protect the wood, the sun will immediately start breaking down the glue that keeps the wood fibers together. You can use a 3 to 4 inch wide brush with synthetic bristles to apply the stain. But for an easier time, CR says use a 1/4 inch nap or foam roller to apply it. You may want to go over it with a brush to get a smoother look, depending on the surface. But it's still faster than just using a paintbrush. For the purposes of this demo, we're using a regular handle on our roller. But for an actual deck, you can use a roller handle extension, so you can apply the stain while you're standing up. You might not even have to buy one. In many cases, you can just unscrew the handle from your broom or mop and attach it right to your paint roller. You'll also want a paintbrush on hand for any hard-to-reach spots. A 1 to 2 inch wide brush, again with synthetic bristles, is great for railings. If you're going with a semi-transparent stain or clear sealer, our experts say less is more, especially if your deck is older. You want to apply a very thin, almost invisible film to the deck. With solid stains, 2 thin coats are better than 1 heavy coat. This method helps you cover any spots you may have missed the first time, or just can't see. And our expert says thinner coats keep the film more flexible and stretchable when the boards expand and contract. What about plain old paint for your deck? Nope. Paints are not designed for that much wear and tear. However, exterior paints are a great option for balusters and railings and any other vertical surface. They're very weather resistant, and you can get them in almost any color. One last tip. Before you enjoy your deck, be sure to let it dry overnight before walking on it, and at least 3 days before putting anything down on it. For more tips and access to our exclusive stain ratings, go to cr.org/stains.